Hi, everybody. Well, Thomas came up with another brilliant suggestion. I should wear a straw hat when I'm outside. I guess he wants me to protect my face and nose from sunburn. As you can see today, there isn't much sun to burn. Today I'm going to give you a little short video on the water circulating system in this 4103. Now, I know there are not a lot of you 4103 people watching, and I do wish you would comment. I'm not getting any comments from 4103 guys. I don't know why. I know some of you are out there. Other than the Long brothers, who are watching me right now with all four eyes on this. So I'm going to point out how water circulates through the cooling system, through the heating system, and through the air compressor, which is water cooled. This is an orbital compressor, and since, as usual, nobody's here to help, I have to diddle with the camera myself. So please excuse us. I know what I'll do. I'll clip out some of this stuff, and then you won't have to watch all this fiddling around while I do the camera stuff. So now I think there's a pause button here. Okay, here I am at the bus garage. I'll show you a little bit around here. Here you can see a 4104 that I'm doing a little bit of service on and checking a fuel filter. 198 is an old Minneapolis bus. That's a 5103. I'm sorry, a 5303. One of the first of the new looks. And then around the side here, you can see part of Richfield Bus Company's 5105. So now back to the product. By the way, here's part of our regular fleet. We're temporarily out of business due to the COVID-19 virus. So two of those buses have license plates and insurance on them in case we get a call. The rest of the fleet, the insurance company said we have to take the license plates off of them before they'll postpone the insurance. So those buses that we know aren't going to be running are currently uninsured. There's no use paying insurance for buses that can't run, that don't have any place to go. Here's an old Silversides, and I'm going to show you how to furnish your old Silversides. I have some great ideas. People are wondering about, well, do I spend a lot of money on furniture? No, you don't have to, and I'll show you that later. Okay, back to the subject at hand. The cooling system consists of two different ways to circulate water through the engine. First is a bypass system. You see this? See this down here? This right here. Not this black rubber hose, but this pipe. This pipe is a loop around the engine See it down there? Here, it goes into the water pump. So this is the suction side of the water pump. This is water coming back from the radiator and the coach heater. And this is water coming back from the top of the engine, right here. So what happens is when the engine is cold, water is forced through this bypass pipe around to the suction side of the water pump. Remember, when the engine is cold, the main thermostat is closed. So what's happening is water is being pushed right out of the top of the engine, right back around into the bottom of the engine. The purpose of that is to get this engine warmed up as quickly as possible. So what's in there is this fantastic device. Looks like an ordinary thermostat, doesn't it? But look, folks, it's wide open. Why? Because we want water to be pushed out of the engine into that bypass. I'll explain this black hose in a bit. So we want water leaving the engine into this 1 1/4 inch pipe back to the water pump and back to the engine. So what we want is this cold engine to warm up faster by virtue of just circulating water in a circle. And we want water circulating so that we don't create extra wear and tear on the water pump. So if you guys are running an engine, by the way, on the floor in your garage or without a cooling system connected, be sure that you connect this loop so that water will circulate through the engine block while you're running the engine. Okay, now, what happens is when the engine reaches operating temperature, and you'll see this one is 160. So what happens is when the engine temperature, the coolant temperature, reaches 160 degrees, this diaphragm will close. Now, why would we do that? Well, because now we don't want water running in a loop around the engine. The engine's getting pretty warm now, and this thermostat housing, the water manifold, is getting pretty warm, and now our main thermostat comes into the picture. That thermostat mounts inside like this. So it picks up the temperature of the water, and when the water reaches the preset of this thermostat, try to find 180s if you can. They're scarce as hen's teeth, I know. I'm trying to find this one. It was here once upon a time. Well, anyway, whatever it is, 180. So then when the engine temperature reaches this preset point, actually these thermostats open a little sooner than 180. They all open sooner than the preset. Now water will circulate through to the radiator. Meantime, all the while this is going on, water's being pushed through this 1 1/4 inch pipe, which I showed you before. I'll show it again, to the heater. This is the line to the interior heating system in the bus. Okay, once more, when the engine is cold, this thermostat is open, as you see, allowing water to bypass the main cooling system and swing right back into the engine. I know this is a lot of shaking and jiggling, but bear with me. Back into the engine, And this keeps going. And well, there you have it, everybody. That should take care of the water circulation questions on the 4103. That's pretty much how it goes on all of the other older buses like the Silversides up through the 4104. And the transits, all the GM transits of the old look series and some of the older yellow coaches. Next thing we're going to do is take a little trip with the 4103. Damon wants to know how well it shifts. Well, I'm going to challenge myself. So we're going to go out and we're going to see if I can get through the gears without grinding them. Well, one of the guys, Rago or Rolio or something like that, wanted to know about shifting, wanted to see if I could shift. Well, I don't know if I can or not. So we're going to try this double clutch and cruiser and see. By the way, I want to tell you right now that I don't think it's a good idea for you guys to clutchless shift. I'll tell you why. Because you're whipping the universal joints back and forth. When you let up on the gas, the universal joints are getting backslash, and then when you wait for the engine, and when the engine couples to the transmission, then you got the slash the other way. Don't be banging those U-joints back and forth. Double clutch. Okay, here we go. So clutch all the way to the floor, engine idling. By the way, don't rev up the engine before you push the clutch in. You got all the gears spinning. Push it straight into drive, firmly, like that. And it doesn't synchronize, see? So move it back to second and then go back forward and let the clutch out just a little bit and it'll drop in. All right? Here we go. And the first one of you that laughs at me for grinding the gears is going to get 86th. We're in Bloomington, Minnesota, by the way, near Richfield Bus Company, and Stan Halter is doing the camera work today. Have the privilege of working with Stan, who I have worked for many years. We've developed quite a relationship, which went all to hell in a handbasket when he got married. Okay, here we go. There's one more gear, but we're never going to get to it. We're not going to be out that long. I just wanted to show you that I can, on a good day, shift this critter. Now, Stan said, oh, I can do that. Stan said, oh, I can do that. Well, we'll see. Give me the camera, Stan.
I'm not getting on video.
Huh?
I'm not getting on video.
You're not going to get on the video?
No.
What's the matter? You wanted someplace?
I don't do videos.
Oh.
I don't. I stay off camera as much as possible.
Well, all right. I wish I had known that before. I wouldn't have embarrassed us.
Wish I had known you were going to ask.
Well,
You didn't mention it.
don't you always want to drive?
Nope.
Oh, come on.
Did I drive it up?
I thought that guy had his turn signal on. Oh, he did. He just didn't turn. new brakes we put in pull a little to the right. Or to the left, I mean. I thought they just blacktopped this.
That's what they started today.
Okay, well, anyway, so there you have the double clutching shifting. There's a term for shifting without the clutch. Do you remember what it is, Stan?
No.
I don't either. Anyway, another thing is all of you fight the steering wheel. I want you to see how easy it is to turn if you just take your time. Just take your time and it will steer very easily. See this? See how nice this turns if you just take your time. And that, folks, is how you do it. Remember, if the guys don't find you fascinating, it's because they're jealous of how good you can shift your butt. You better get a picture of Ross there while he's still on his feet.
Sorry to disturb, gents, but I'm just wondering, we'd like to get the 4104 out of the
Oh.
there. So however we park this one, can we do it so we can make sure
We'll
we
get
get
the
the 4104
4104 out. Okay, everybody. Well, next thing is a visit to our silversides. And we're going to see if we could find some furniture that would fit in with the already wonderful classic decor, which I will be showing you. And then we're going to go to the ghetto to find some additional fine furniture pieces for our raggedy old silversides. I had mentioned that I was going to show you some wonderful furniture that would just look ideal in a bus like this. So hop aboard with me and I'll show you the wonderful setup. I think you're really going to enjoy it and it won't cost you a lot of money. This bus is ideally suited to whatever kind of furnishings you would like. Notice this bus seat. It is extremely rare. It took years and years of searching to find this kind of upholstery. And you notice how wonderful it blends in with the decor. Now, let me show you our entertainment system. This system is to die for. Where could you find anything that is so wonderful in appearance and so easy to operate? Now, let's enter the main living area of our wonderful bus where we'll find carpeting that is imported from a shipwreck in southern New Guinea. The furniture is available locally. You can find many, many fine pieces of furniture like this one. Look at this table. I mean, isn't that to die for? And these chairs, these swinging chairs. Now, let me go farther in to our wonderful area. Here is our dining room. Now, look at this beautiful furniture. This comes straight out of Fashion magazine. Our kitchen galley area is vented. You could use probably a 5-pound sledgehammer would get your venting system, and then you can push this up to get it out of the way while you cook your meals on this fine range. I mean, just look at the quality here. And then you can wash your dishes in this sink here and keep them in this wonderful, nice, beautiful cabinet underneath. And here's a refrigerator that is not too bad, actually. You might even find able to clean. So now this upholstery, some people think it needs a little bit of sewing. I don't know. But let's proceed into the bedroom where we find these wonderful mattresses. Aren't these mattresses something? You know, it took a long time for these people to find these mattresses and this carpeting. We have this wonderful carpet, and then just to bring it up to date a little bit, we add a little bit of shag carpet, and we find ourselves in this beautiful silversides. Okay, so if you're wondering where to get furniture like this, it's very easy. And here's what you do. Well, here we are in the ghetto, folks. I told you we would go furniture shopping. And so our first selection of pieces will be this very fine mattress, ready for any bed you may have. And then alongside of it, here's your lazy boy recliner that you have been looking for years for your bus. Along with it, an extra cushion. Here's a nice coffee table all ready to bring on board. And you can keep the tires for decorations or put them on your front bumper. So we'll see what else is available and around this part of the country. And now for our next stop in the ghetto, we find sanitary supplies. Here we have what looks like a half an ironing board or a handy table, and look at a very nice vacuum cleaner. Wouldn't that be nice for your great carpeting, which you'll find somewhere? And also here's another tire. Why, we have a good collection of tires. And here's an old chair. So we're really getting our place furnished nicely, aren't we? And here we are for our entertainment. Here's a wonderful flat screen TV. We're really doing good here. Look at that. Just a little bit of scratching on the surface. Nothing serious. So there's our entertainment system. But we're coming right along, aren't we? And now the pièce de résistance. In case you have a dresser with no drawers, or in case you have no drawers, then you wouldn't need a dresser. But we don't want to lose our drawers over this. So here we have a wonderful set of drawers awaiting a cabinet. So that'll about do it today, folks. So much for shopping today. That's about all we can get into our Volkswagen microbus. Bye. Well, here I am home from my shopping trip in the ghetto, and now I'm home with my puppies. Come on, puppies. Where are my puppies? Here are my puppies. Oh, these puppies. Oh, these are my puppies. Oh, these are my puppies. Hello, puppies. Hello, puppies. Oh,
my puppies. Oh, my puppies. Yes, my puppies. Oh, these puppies. Okay, enough of the smooching and stuff. See ya all.